You know it's weird, don't you? When Chelmsford burnt down, right, and we went to different prisons, yeah, and a lot of us went to Wandsworth, about 40 of us, two big motorloads, and when you get there, there was murders and reception because things that you had a chance to take, never had a chance to take much. Maybe, I mean, I was in the gym, so I had no chance to take anything. You know what I mean? Only maybe a drink and all that. Yeah, but people in their cells that cells are open and you've got to take things. They might have took bits and pieces, and when they got to reception, you could hear them going mad. You can't take this. You can't have that. And fuck off. I'm taking what I want to take, mate. If you don't want me to have this, come to my cell in the morning and take it. You ain't having it now. I'm taking it back with me, yeah. And the screws are screaming and shouting, "Get out of it!" When you've been all through that, when you've been through remands, allocated and all that, when you've been through that stage, who cares? You just come from a prison where you're doing bird, and you got respect. And you think you can come to Wandsworth and they can bully you, but I see screws getting clumps. You don't get a lot of screws in Wandsworth, really, blatantly like that, get clumps, crash, and push them out of the way. You don't get it. You don't live long in Wandsworth doing that. But when that prison burnt down, mate, no one cared. No one cared about nothing. You just went in and all the beds, I mean, you got people saying, get us a spanner, and they was going mad. No, I'm not in a governor, I'm not staying in the free up. Give me a spanner. And when they get the spanner and don't do it, they just chuck the stuff out onto the wire. Fuck off. Just chuck it out, you know what I mean? So they've got one bed in there. Yeah, they didn't care, mate. And the geezer that was in there, they chuck him out the cell too. Yeah, that's in control, man. When Chelmsford burnt down and we went to Wandsworth Prison, we had control of it, mate. We controlled it, and the screws didn't know what to do. They just didn't know what to do. Once you start clumping screws and pushing screws over, they lose control because they're in control all the time, But once you start doing that, they don't know what to do. They ain't got a clue what to do. Yeah, mate, that was lovely. When I was upstairs in the freeze, and in the morning, they said, put that on, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he walked out, got me water, come back, yeah. They go, you put up, yeah, whatever, slam the door, shut your mouth, mate, slam the door. And when we come out for breakfast, I'm walking back to my breakfast, and I walked into the cell, about 3 or 4 screws followed me in. I thought he was going to be off, I went, Carl, look, listen, what you on, mate? What gear you on? I said, gear, what are you on about gear? Oh, what steroids was you taking? I said, never, mate, I didn't take no steroids. All I was just taking was yeast, baker's yeast, swallow it with water, that's all. He said, well, yeah, that size. I said, yeah. I said, mind you, I was to press silly weights as well. Do you know what I mean? And do lots of things with blocks of wood and all that. I never heard of all that before, you know what I mean? They never, mate, I was so big. I had 22-inch arms, 20-inch neck, massive chest. Up here, my chest up here, because I was doing lots of incline. Pecs was massive, yeah? Upper pec was huge. We took control, man. I loved it. It's nice. It's nice when you first go in there, Wandsworth or Scrubs, they take control because you've never, just started. But when you've been and done bird and you're going to a big nick like that, there's nothing they can do. They try their hardest, screaming and shouting, but they ain't got a clue. If you ain't letting them bully you and you're pushing them, it was people getting pushed and old Bill getting clumped, not old Bill, screws getting clumped and everything. It was just like, didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. Yeah, I love that, man. I love that, Yeah, they didn't know what to do, and they just like, when I got shipped to the Scrubs from Wandsworth, even the screws then, they couldn't believe the size of me. They was more interested in the size of me and all that, and they give you respect, They give you respect. They didn't down you, it's just funny, isn't it? It's like when I was in the Scrubs a long time ago, and I was in D wing, yeah, the long-termers wing. Respect, you get the screws on the wing, right, arseholes, yeah. But when they come to D wing, people who do a big bird, they just give you respect. They don't scream and shout. They let you more or less get away with what you want to get away with. And it's funny, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But Wandsworth, mate, that was the one. I can never ever forget that day that prison burnt down. Not prison, but it was the centre. The centre of the prison went, yeah. I can never forget that day, mate. As long as I live, I'll never forget that day when we took over Wandsworth Prison. We took it over. We took it over. I swear on my life. Bang, 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 nice one.